LAP. This is Brandon Ricer coming to you with your chairman's report. Don't have the exact numbers with me of each type of unit, but our order bank is just a hair over 35,000 right now. Those are all 2026 units. We are done with the 25s. So want to clarify a little bit on that. I know there was a bunch of confusion earlier this year when they said we were going to be building 26 models. People thought that we were going to be working through 2026. That is not the case. They're building 26s because in people's minds, and I guess it makes sense, if we had continued to build 25s, come January 1st, people walk onto a car lot, they see a 2025 model. In their mind, it's a year-old vehicle. And honestly, when they go to resell it later, that's probably the case too. It doesn't help them any. So that is why we went ahead and changed over into 26 at what is basically the normal time we would have done a model change. It's an abbreviated year. We're not going to be running any further because of those 26s. So just wanted to clear that up. Night shift is actually laid off this week, and you guys are going to need to request your payment on Sunday. Make sure you wait till Sunday to do that. If you go in on Friday or Saturday, there's been a few times here lately it's been letting people claim the wrong week. So make sure you wait until Sunday, somewhere between Sunday and Wednesday, to request your payment. It's not official yet, but it looks like day shift is going to be off next week. And that's going to be, should be the last down week that we've got, last down shift that we've got. After that, we're going to be breaking into the fourth quarter, which means that we're basically going to be open to run until we are done running. As of right now, with stock protection, December 5th looks to be our last day. Depending on how things go, that could move up a little bit. If things go poorly, it could move back a little bit. But tentatively, December 5th is our last work day going into the retool. I'd like for all of our production folks to try and get your stuff in order and kind of prepare for that the best that you can. I know people say it all the time, save what you can save, get yourself a little bit of an emergency fund. We're only 9 or 10 weeks away at this point, so we're getting close. But aside from that, just making sure that you've got your stuff in order. I think I said it last week, I'm going to say it again. Make sure your contact info is good with both labor and the union hall. If you've moved recently, if you've changed your last name recently, if you have changed your phone number recently, if something happens that you've got to change one of those things while we're down for the layoff, labor's going to be in there. Make sure you get in there and update your information. There's going to be times when they're going to need to contact you. If we are coming back from the retools, they set a date, everybody's coming back to work, and you don't have the right information in, can't get a hold of you, you're going to start getting AWOL, and we're going to have to deal with that issue. I'd like for you to make sure your stuff's up to date with the hall as well, so if the hall needs to contact you for some reason, and there are times when the hall's going to need to contact you. If you've got a grievance that's in process and we need more information, there are times that they'll reach out to you for that. We may send out a robocall letting you know that we've got to hold an election for something. We might send out a robocall saying, hey guys, we're having a get together that it's going to be a free meal for everybody, whatever it might be. No, the hall's not going to use your information to send you a bunch of political stuff for the elections and stuff. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I want us to be able to get a hold of you if there's something going on that we need to make you aware of. Trades, you guys are going to be on the flip side of things. Where production's winding down, trades is going to be ramping up. We've had several meetings this week with VO, Fordland, and things are really starting to ramp up here. We had several discussions about making sure that our apprentices were getting fully utilized. I would look for some overtime opportunities to really start ramping up here pretty quick. So we're going to need you guys ready to work. We had some issues with the Life at Ford servers last couple of weeks actually. On Tuesdays we were having issues with people being able to log in, take a look at their check. So did find out yesterday they took the Life at Ford servers down on Saturday for about 10 or 12 hours. And they were doing some work on those, hopefully to make them more robust so we wouldn't have the issues. I know I logged in last night to see if it would work, and it did. I don't know if I got lucky or not, but I also didn't get any calls from people saying, hey, it's down again. So hopefully they've gotten that issue resolved. I guess only time will tell. Next week with the layoff, just like last time, we're dealing with people getting forced to go work the other shift. And we're still working and fighting with the company, trying to get those numbers as low as we possibly can, or preferably in some areas down to zero. We've already gotten it lowered down once since Monday. It was lower than Friday. As of yesterday, the number was lower again than it was on Monday. And we've got more conversations going on today. We're doing our best to try and minimize the impact of people having to uproot their lives and move to the other shifts. We're having some success there. I can't sit here and say that it's 100% success, that nobody's going to have to go work the other shift, but we're doing everything we can to try and get those numbers down. Last week we had quite a few people that reported to the other shift, and I think Monday and Friday were a little rough, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday they had them doing go homes, and that's unnecessary for them to have you flip everything over in order to come in and either get sent home on short work week or get a go home. Another conversation that we're having, because I had people reporting that they were having them give the other shift a go home, and they weren't even asking them if they wanted to stay or go. Made it perfectly clear to management, if they have day shift come in on night shift, or they have night shift come in on day shift, the people from the off shift, if we have excess, should be getting sent home and paid short work week before we do any go homes on that normal shift. Those aren't just extras that you've got for the week. Those are people whose lives you've terribly upset. They should have first dibs. They should get a chance to go ahead and go home, live their life the normal way that they're used to, and draw short work week before you go doing go homes on that shift. I know the people that want the go homes on that shift may not like that outlook, but if you were the one being forced to the other shift, you would feel the same way. On upcoming events, the only thing that I've got here coming up quick is Sunday, September 28th. We've got Ford Day at Churchill Downs. All Ford members and their families are invited to that, so should be a good time if you want to get out there and check that out. That's all that I've got for this week, and as we get some more info, I'm going to try and roll some more stuff out, kind of preparing people for this layoff. But until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks.